Well, welcome everybody. It is my absolute delight to welcome the Mayor of Merton, Councillor Sally Kenny, who has taken time out of her busy schedule to come and speak to me for a few moments here on Zoom with regards to the church's 40 days of prayer. So welcome, Madam Mayor. It's so good to see you.
It's lovely to be here, Kevin.
And my time with Madam Mayor goes back to when she was the deputy head teacher of Cranmer Middle School. I'm sure she'll tell us how long ago that was. So would you like to say something about the role of Mayor, Madam Mayor, and how passionate you feel about this responsibility?
Thank you, Kevin. When I first became a councillor in 2014, I didn't think about becoming mayor, but I attended all the mayor's functions that they held to raise money for their charities. And I thought, once I was elected for the second time, maybe I would like to become a turn of being mayor. And it came up, and I've got my two charities, one which is Morden Little League, which is for young children, about 700 youngsters every Saturday playing football, and also the Merton and MITCHAM Guild, which is for older people, offering social care and a community spirit. And they're both community minded, because I'm very much a community person. So I think the Mayor of Merton, as along with other mayors, fits in. It's very much a community role and representing the community and working for the community.
Absolutely. Tell us a little bit about your relationship with MITCHAM over the years.
Well, I started teaching in the late 70s, and I got my first teaching post at Gorringe Park Middle School, as it was there, and I absolutely loved it. It's in MITCHAM, and I taught there, and I perhaps stayed there too long, but I loved it. I loved the community spirit. It's very much a community school. Great parents, great children, and I was very, very happy. Then I moved to work for the authority, the Learning and Behaviour Support Service, when I did further studying. And then I knew I was happiest back in a school, so I went back to Cranmer Middle School, which became Cranmer Primary School, as a deputy head. And I loved it there. And I'm actually have asked Cranmer Primary School to design the Mayor's Christmas card, because I was there for a long time. It's my most recent school, and I've still got links with some staff at the school. And I think it's representing MITCHAM.
That's amazing. Yeah.
Although I represent the whole of Merton, but I have closer links with MITCHAM, having taught there for most of my teaching career.
Yes. So during these challenging times, COVID-19 times, how have you got a message that you particularly would want to bring to the people of MITCHAM at this time?
I think it's a very difficult time for everybody. I think it's a very difficult time, especially for the people of MITCHAM. It's hard. I think within MITCHAM, you've got quite a cross-section of the community. You've got people with different roles. But I think you've got a sizable, it's always quoted, the disadvantaged of people in MITCHAM. They are more disadvantaged in the east than they are in the west of Merton. So I have particular feelings for them. And I think during the COVID situation, it is much more difficult for people who don't find life easy and easy flowing and everything happening just as they want. I think it is difficult. It's difficult for families in particular. It's difficult for people living alone. If you take the cross-section of community, everyone suffers in a different way. Maybe just being lonely, but that's bad for their mental health. It doesn't help mental health. I think a lot of people are struggling, and COVID has made it much more difficult for people to cope than it was prior to COVID.
So we've invited the churches in MITCHAM to join together to pray. Of course, as Christians, we believe in the power of prayer. And also, of course, action too. So at this time, how can we pray for our local council? Maybe tell us something about the challenges that you are facing as a councillor, and how the church can be praying, particularly over these next 5 days for local council?
I think all councillors come into being a councillor for good reasons. They want to help their local community. And it's very frustrating when you can't help everybody in the way in which you would like to be able to do so. And that is an issue. Things are never straightforward. It's not so easy to do that. You think you can do it and you find all the red tape you have to go through. And also there isn't always the money for it. And I think particularly during this pandemic, whereas all councils and Merton have supported local businesses, have supported local people, maintained the council tax rebate for those on low incomes, the finances are stretched even more. There is funding from central government, but of course it never covers everything. So financially it's tight, as it is for an individual family, it is for councils. So there's always that issue. Money isn't the answer to everything, but it does help solve some problems. And I think praying for guidance and wisdom and patience and understanding are all valid reasons to pray for councillors to help them during this period.
That's great. Thank you. Thank you very much. One of the projects that we've been involved in schools over the years is acts of random kindness. And we all can make a difference, can't we? Out there in the world, out there in MITCHAM, out there in Merton. And we used to give away these little wristbands to the children. In fact, some people that are watching this might even have one of these if they were in a primary school at some point. And I think we just want to encourage people really to, we can all make a difference in somebody else's life by just being kind and just making that difference. So, Madam Mayor, thank you so much for joining me today. Thank you for taking time out of your schedule. And we pray for you and wish you every success in your term as the Mayor of Merton. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure.